News now at this hour begins from Kebbi State, where suspected bandits have attacked Waje community in Danko, Wasagu local government area of Kebbi State, killing 15 farmers and injuring 3 others. The state's Deputy Governor Senator Umar Tafida led a condolence visit to the district head, offering words of comfort and financial support to the grieving families on behalf of Governor Nasir Idris. Describing the gesture as a modest show of solidarity, Tafida pledged continued government support. District Head Honorable Bala Danbaba praised the visit and called for stronger security, noting the area's vulnerability due to its proximity to Niger, Zamfara and Sokoto states. The local government chairman confirmed the casualty figures. At least 7 people have lost their lives, while 16 others sustained various degrees of injuries in a tragic truck accident in Niger State. Now, the ill-fated truck transporting grains and about 36 male passengers to Kano from Lagos was involved in a lone accident attributed to the deplorable nature of the road. The accident occurred in the early hours of Sunday in the Esa community along the Agay-Badegi Road in Kacha local government area of Niger State. The Director General of the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Baba Ara, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. Emergency responders, including officials from Nsema, nearby commuters, and local villagers who were involved in the rescue operations at the scene, confirmed that 7 individuals had died at the time of filing this report. Now, of the survivors, 11 suffered serious injuries, while 5 sustained minor injuries. Some of the injured victims were taken to health facilities in Badegi and Agay for medical attention. To accountability matters, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has formally written to the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mr. Bayo Ojulari, urging him to immediately account for 500 billion naira in oil revenue reportedly missing from the Federation account. Now, the demand, made in a letter dated May 17, 2025, comes in response to recent revelations by the World Bank, which showed that Nigeria earned over 1.1 trillion naira from crude oil sales and related income between October and December 2024. However, only 600 billion naira was remitted by the NNPCL, raising serious questions about the unaccounted 500 billion naira balance. SERAP is calling for full transparency, immediate recovery of the missing funds, and prosecution of anyone found responsible. The group has given the company 7 days to respond or face legal action. Now, the organization warned that the missing funds could severely impact critical areas such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure, especially amid widespread economic hardship. Let's turn our attention to political stories. As Nigeria begins to look ahead to the 2027 general elections, a significant political shift is underway in the South-South region, traditionally a stronghold of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Now, the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, is gaining ground. Now, in this special report, News Central's Austin Azu takes a closer look at the changing political landscape.
Sheriff Warring, former PDP vice presidential candidate Ifeanyi Okowa, and other party leaders recently defected to the APC, thereby ending PDP 26-year governance in the oil-rich Niger Delta state.
We have been in opposition for almost 10 years. Do we need that? No. Mr. President have supported us. We cannot face him in 2027 to work against him.
22 lawmakers of the State House of Assembly, including the Speaker Imomotimi Gowo, also defected from the PDP to the APC, citing on ending internal crisis within the South-South PDP leadership.
That our defection was occasioned by the instability at the national level and the factionalization at the South-South level.
In Edo State, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Blessing Igbabako, also defected from the PDP to the APC, along with 17 local government chairmen, many councillors, and other high-ranking party members.
We, the members of the House, we have been with you. I will continue to with you.
Integrity Group also staged a 1 million man march in Asaba in solidarity with Governor Sheriff Oborewori and the entire PDP structure for dumping the PDP for the APC.
We are celebrating the 2 years of impact of good governance in Delta. So we are celebrating him, and even the recent movement from the PDP to the APC to connect to the national body of the APC with the president, to support the president to do better.
In the gale of mass defections rocking the PDP in the South-South region, what leadership strategy is the PDP adopting to strengthen its position and play active opposition role?
Yeah, it's giving us concern, but that's the human being for you. The human being is a free moral agent, and the Constitution allows for it. But the party must maintain its discipline. But we took a position in our last NWC meeting to go to court. So we are waiting the legal advisor's recommendation on how to go about it. We are going to take back our mandate in court. But this is no longer a scope. This is about leaving the party to another party.
As the politics of 2027 continues to take shape with surprises and intrigues, among others in the South-South region, political observers are watching and following every development with key interest. In Asaba for News Central, Austin Azu.
The Niger Association, Anambra State Chapter, has condemned the gruesome murder of its member, Ifeanyi Ilakosia, a member of Otwacha Bar, who was killed alongside his client in Nanka, Orumba North local government area as they were returning from the court sitting in the Equilobia High Court on 15th of May. Now, the NBA, in the statement signed by KG Abonyi, the chairperson, committee of chairmen and secretaries of NBA Anambra, described the attack as a blatant assault on the legal profession and the rule of law. Now, the committee of chairmen and secretaries of NBA Anambra chapter consequently directed all lawyers to boycott all court sittings in the state from 20th May to 21st May in protest against the murder of their colleague. The lawyers demanded justice be served and the relevant authorities must do all it takes to pursue truth and accountability. Now, for more on this situation in Anambra State, I'm joined by engineer Anayo Emenya to unpack this. Welcome and thank you for joining us, Anayo, on the news.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me this afternoon.
It's a pleasure. Now, with the advent of the security outfits that were recently launched by the state government, it appeared that there was relative calm in the last few months, security-wise. How would you rate the security situation in the state compared to what it used to be?
Anambra here. I think the government of the state, led by Governor Umar Tafida, they are trying. In the last 3 months or 4 months now, you can see that the insecurity have gone down in geometric progression. And this is a testament of input by the government in aspect of security, insecurity we have in Anambra State. So I think the government is trying a lot. The insecurity, you cannot move freely maybe in the night, but before you can do that. But now, a lot is happening positively in the aspect of security in Anambra State.
All right. Now, let's talk about the gruesome murder of the lawyer and his client. Did it come as a shock to you or the security systems, or do you think that the security systems are not living up to the tasks that they were given? What is your view? The killing of the lawyer and his client is not as a result of the insecurity in Anambra. I think it's a result of the issue. Maybe from what we see, we are not expert in security, we are not professional, but what we see as layman or civilians in the city, in the state, is as a result of maybe personal issue, maybe the client, the lawyer, and the opposition, but it's not as a result of the insecurity in Anambra State, because that killing is specific. It's a targeted killing.
So we can't use it to measure the insecurity in Anambra State. I think it's something that have to do with personal, private issue with somebody.
Okay, so you don't suspect that, the idea or the reason why insecurity, has actually skyrocketed now in the state is due to the politics and the elections coming up in November?
No, that's issue in Anambra State.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us and speaking to us on this. Now, this week at Nigeria's Senate, political realignments took center stage as 3 lawmakers from Kebbi State defected to the ruling party while heated debates unfolded over a 1.7 trillion naira FCT budget. Also, the bill seeking the establishment of a proposed national malaria eradication agency passed the second reading on the floor of the Senate. News Central's Sagir Ibrahim gives us an overview of what transpired at the Senate during the course of the week.
The week opened with yet another round of cross-carpeting as lawmakers Adamu Alewa representing Kebbi Central, Yahya Abdullahi representing Kebbi North, and Garba Meidoki representing Kebbi South all crossed from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress, citing unresolved internal crisis. The Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, welcomed the defectors, saying that their move will strengthen the ruling party's legislative agenda.
So it shows that there will be a lot of successes and victories for the APC in the future. Nigerians are beginning to understand what progressive ideology means.
Amid the political maneuvers, security concerns also dominated Tuesday's session as lawmakers demanded urgent military reinforcement in Borno State following fresh terrorist attacks. Mohammed Bongono, representing Borno North, also led calls for advanced deployment of adequate security to notable flashpoints.
Insurgents have employed more modern technology, including the use of drones, to unleash attacks on villages and communities in the state.
It's not only in Borno and Yobe, but Adamawa inclusive.
On Wednesday, the lawmakers scrutinized the 1.7 trillion naira FCT budget, which then passed its second reading. While some praised the FCT minister Nyesom Wike for his initiatives in the capital, others voiced concerns about illegal settlement springing up in the city and exorbitant land prices.
We have seen the revolutionary infrastructure taking place, and all we need to do, tracking revenues and the utilization of those revenues.
When the roads are provided in those areas and water and other infrastructure are laid, the prices of land will come down.
The Senate Committee on Federal Character clashed with government agencies on Wednesday as Chairman Orwell Onyeso denounced the serial disrespect of absent chief executive officers during oversight hearings.
Part of the discipline of you being chief executive is to obey the law. If you don't come, there will be punitive action.
Thursday's session saw the advancement of lawmaker Ned Nwoko's health bill seeking the establishment of a national malaria eradication agency. This gained wide support across party lines.
Its mandate will be clear and aggressive. Formulate and champion national policies for malaria eradication.
This bill will focus our attention on eradicating malaria, reducing the impact amongst the Nigerian people.
From defections to security and also malaria control, this week's Senate activities showcased the chamber's political tensions and its policy ambitions. In Abuja for News Central, Sagir Ibrahim.
Away from that, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has assured residents of Gwagwalada and Buhari area councils of plans by the FCT administration to construct 2 bus terminals in their area. The minister, during the inspection of renovation works at the Abuja International Conference Center and the state of construction works at the Ushafa Access Road in Buhari Area Council, says that the terminals, when completed, will reduce insecurity and cases of abduction of residents by one-chance syndicates.
Last time we went to Waje and Kubu. Of course, we will have another one at the central area. We are again going to establish one in Bala, one in Waje, so that you have people who take you from Waje down to the city. Either you are going to the Waje area or to the Kubu bus terminal or to the central business bus terminal. And the same thing applies to Bala. By the time we have done that, you can imagine that people will be safe, will be secured. You can now go to any bus terminal, board a bus entirely, and go to where you are going to without having this problem of one chance.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has issued a weather forecast predicting sunny, cloudy and stormy conditions across the country from Sunday through Tuesday. In its statement released Saturday in Abuja, NIMET said most areas would experience sunny skies on Sunday morning, but warned that thunderstorms are expected later in the day across parts of Gombe, Bauchi, Kaduna, Taraba, and Adamawa states. For the north-central region, states including Kwara, Plateau, Nasarawa, Niger, Benue, and Kogi are expected to experience isolated thunderstorms by afternoon or evening. In the southern states, early morning thunderstorms are likely in Cross River, Lagos, Ogun, Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, and Akwa Ibom, with further storms expected later in the day. NIMET is advising the public to take precautions as strong winds may precede thunderstorms. People are urged to avoid driving in heavy rain, disconnect electrical appliances, and stay away from tall trees to reduce the risk of fallen branches. Airline operators have also been encouraged to consult NIMET for up-to-date forecasts to aid in safe flight planning. We'll take a break now. When we come back, the news continues. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now we move to education, where Saturday, May 17th, marked day 2 of the UTME receipt as ordered by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM. Now, the board had rescheduled the exam for over 300,000 candidates after widespread technical glitches disrupted sessions at the 157 computer-based test centers. The affected states include Lagos, Anambra, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, and Enugu, where candidates faced issues that compromised the integrity of their scripts. News Central's Israel Eferobo visited one of the CBT centers in Lagos for an on-the-ground report.
In the wake of widespread public concern over technical glitches and poor performance in the recent UTME exams, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board ordered a retake for affected candidates. At the CBT Center visited by News Central, venue for the exams, candidates arrived early and the exam commenced promptly following a seamless verification process. This new effort by JAM has sparked cautious optimism among students and their parents.
I'm a little bit scared, but hoping that I can do better than the other time. I felt so bad when I saw the score and mostly the thing that is in that examination was very simple. Like, we came out, we were like, the questions are so easy.
Some of the students spoke to News Central after writing the exam.
It was nice. I did a lot of questions, like I knew the ones I knew, and I left the rest to God.
Did you experience any form of challenge like the last time?
Not really, but somehow, just a little.
Were you able to submit your answers this time around?
Yes, I submitted.
It was cool, fantastic, nice. It was okay.
So are you expecting a good?
I didn't experience any challenges or nothing at all.
Thank you.
All right. It was tougher than the last one, but it was still okay. I wasn't able to finish, but just like a few questions left. No, there wasn't any problem. Everything was smooth. You're welcome.
Some parents shared their thoughts on the entire process and the way forward.
She was the person that was checking her phone before she found out that they are going to redo it. So I was excited too, so that she can be able to get what she wants. So I'm hoping that this time around, the Lord will intervene.
I came here, I think I don't have any complaint. because when they told us 6:30, immediately we reached at 6:30 dot. They start checking them in, doing their normal process. So I think they are trying. It's not that this that happened just like a question of the way God wants it.
We write exams online. Rather than do this CBT, going to centers, they can do it in the comfort of their homes with their own laptops. There is a camera that will capture you. If you stand up, then it's cancelled. We can do this seamlessly. It's very simple. We just need to get it right.
While challenges remain, this retake is being seen as a step in the right direction as stakeholders await the outcome with renewed expectations. In Lagos, for News Central, Israel Ifirobo.
And in the southeast, candidates also turned out in large numbers for the ongoing UTME resit following the directive from the Joint Administrations and Matriculation Board, JAM. News Central's Chinwe Ogele reports from one of the test centers in Umuahia.
First, they arrive either by themselves or in the company of their parents. At this Joint Admission Matriculations Board CBT Center in Obakala, South Local Government area of Kebbi State, it was a seamless process of accreditation for the candidates for both sessions. While the parents see the receipt as stressful for the candidates and families, the candidates are however hoping to advance their scores this time around.
It's going to be better than my last score. It's going to be above 200.
The exam was good. There was no problem. In this one, I'm hoping to get up to 200 in this one. But I didn't experience any problem. I'm hoping that this one will be better.
At the end of the exams on Saturday, some of the candidates say they did not have any form of technical issue on their computers, but showed preference for the previous questions in the cancelled examination.
The process of the exam was successful, but a little bit hard, because what we saw previously was not what we saw today.
It was okay, just that the questions were more difficult than the initial one that we wrote.
They are hoping that this time around there will not be any more issues, even though some have also identified that there were no issues in the previous examination. Some, however, say they had technical situation with their system, which was handled in time by officials.
In my chemistry, from number 1 to 10, if I tick any answer, it doesn't indicate that I've ticked that answer. It just goes blank like that until I caught the attention of the supervisor, told me to exit the subject, go to that subject that I've already done and come back to it. I did the same thing. It occurred, but I tried the third time. It's normalized.
However, some parents have their reservations about the process, calling for the scrapping of JAM entirely.
In my mind, I think JAM should be eradicated. So, in my opinion, they should leave off this thing. People should be assessed by their, WAYEC or NECO, so that whoever has scored reasonably, his or WAYEC, should be allowed to gain admission. So this thing they are calling it glitches. They've prevented many people from getting admission.
Others decry the emotional stress they and their children are subjected to as a result of the rescheduling.
They are supposed to receipt those people that score low, mainly on that Saturday that they did not have 1 to 11. Not everybody, not causing trauma to the whole state.
Hopefully, at the end of the day, everyone will be happy for the results that will be turned out. In Umuahia for News Central, Chinwe Ogele.
Nigerian youths have been urged to drive the conversation around food security through technology and innovation to boost farm yields. This was as agriculture experts converged on the nation's capital, Abuja, for the 2025 Ayute Africa Challenge, where young African agripreneurs presented several homemade innovative solutions that can transform Nigeria's agricultural sector. Amadine Oyi reports.
200 million in population, and Nigeria expected to double its current size to about 450 million persons by 2050. The discussion about ensuring adequate food security has become necessary. While over 50% of Nigerians are youths, many say that there is a need for young citizens to drive the conversation on food security, adoption of modern farming methods using technology, and participation of youths in agriculture.
The challenge of food security is significant, but the potential of our youth, armed with the power of technology, is even greater.
We believe that empowering our youth is not just a matter of social responsibility. It is a strategic imperative for the sustainable growth of our agricultural sector.
We are looking for young talent, young boiling blood, people who have ideas, who can go out there to make it happen. We are looking at technology, precision farming. That is what we're talking about.
As young African agri-tech startups converge on Abuja to pitch homemade innovative solutions that can transform Nigeria's agricultural sector, organizers say that they are confident youths across the continent can lead the way in adopting technology in agriculture.
We want agriculture to move from where it used to be, subsistence and hoe and cutlass, to technology-oriented business, commercialized business, with youth playing the focal hand holders of that opportunity.
Some of the finalists expressed their joy at the opportunity given to be part of a new generation of African youths, revolutionizing change in agriculture using technology.
I feel very happy about this. This is very exciting for me. It just validates all the years of hard work and the amount of work we've put into this competition.
I feel so excited actually. We've worked really hard. They've put us through the boot camp. We're able to fine-tune our solution to become something that is worthy of being selected as the first runner-up. I'm actually overwhelmed.
My message for young entrepreneurs would be there are a lot of opportunities out there. As long as you believe in your dream, you believe in your vision, there are opportunities to achieve that, so keep pushing and you get it.
The Youth African Challenge showcases the future of agri-tech innovation in Nigeria, celebrating youth-driven solutions in building a more resilient food system. It also presents an opportunity for youth in agriculture to network and build an ecosystem for agriculture to thrive in an effort to guarantee food security. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadine Uyi.
Nigerian televangelist Timothy Omotosho has been deported from South Africa following his acquittal after spending 8 years in jail on 32 charges including rape, sexual exploitation and human trafficking. Now, the verdict sparked outrage across South Africa as the judge criticized prosecutors for mishandling the case. The 66-year-old pastor was rearrested on immigration charges. On Saturday, Togo's Prime Minister Farouk Gnassingbe, the African Union's mediator in the conflict in the DRC, hosted a crucial meeting in Lomé. The session brought together 5 former African heads of state to discuss potential solutions to the ongoing crisis in the eastern DRC. The leaders included Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya, Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria, Mogweti Masisi of Botswana, Saleh Zude of Ethiopia, and Catherine Samba-Panza of the Central African Republic. The high-level meeting took place behind closed doors at the Council Presidency, where the group discussed strategies for achieving an African solution to the conflict that has destabilized the eastern DRC for years. As efforts continue, many people hope this meeting will pave the way for a peaceful resolution to the ongoing crisis in the region. In Chad, the legal team representing former Prime Minister and opposition leader Sukseh Masra has condemned his arrest, calling it illegal. Now, during a press conference in the capital, Jamena, the legal team demanded the authorities provide evidence to justify the detention of the former Prime Minister and opposition leader. Masra is facing allegations of inciting hatred in relation to deadly clashes that took place in the southwest of Chad. However, his lawyers argue that the circumstances surrounding the arrest violates the principle of a fair trial, calling into question both the legality and fairness of the process. The arrest, which took place early on Friday, has sparked widespread concern about political tensions and the state of justice in Chad.
Fractionnel retenu à l'encontre de notre client serait, entre autres, l'incitation à la haine, à la révolte, constitution et complicité des bandes armées, complicité d'assassinat, incendie volontaire et de profanation des civils. Que les conditions de l'arrestation du docteur Assiongar Masra succès et l'intervention du procureur de la République ayant repris mot à mot les déclarations de certains membres du gouvernement sont en violation du principe du procès équitable avec son corollaire de la présomption d'innocence.
Voilà, ce sont les membres du gouvernement qui disent que c'est authentifié. Mais authentifié comment? Qui a authentifié l'audio? Parce que si l'audio sera authentifié de manière contradictoire par l'expertise, il ne peut pas nous dire que c'est un truc authentifié. Donc les réactions prouvent qu'il n'y a rien même dans cet audio-là qui constitue une infraction contre le procès manifestement politique. Voilà, le caractère politique de cette procédure est matin. Donc on ne peut pas hésiter à dire que c'est un procès politique. Vous voyez, vous avez suivi les interventions des ministres, même des sénateurs, qui ont raconté n'importe quoi. Je pense que dans un état de droit, l'exécutif doit quand même se réserver et laisser le judiciaire faire son travail. C'est l'exécutif qui est dedans et tout ce que le procureur a repris, ce sont les propos de l'exécutif.
In North Africa, for a second straight day, protesters gathered in Tripoli on Saturday demanding the resignation of Prime Minister Abdelhamid Dbeiba. Around 500 people took to the streets just days after violent clashes rocked the Libyan capital. Now, the latest demonstration followed a much louder protest on Friday when thousands marched from Martyrs Square to the Prime Minister's office, voicing anger over insecurity and political instability. The government confirmed that a police officer was shot dead and killed by unknown assailants while guarding the Prime Minister's compound during the unrest. Though life in Tripoli is slowly returning to normal, with flights resuming, shops reopening, and residents back at work, the political climate remains tense and volatile.
نحن الليبيين اللي موجودين هنا في الميدان ندفع ايدينا الى السلم والى انهاء هذه الحكومه، سواء الجسم اللي موجود في الغرب او موجود في الشرق. نحن نسعى الى تكوين جسم موحد هدفه يخدم الشعب الليبي اللي موجود في
فهذه الحكومتين يجب عليهم ان تسقط هذه الحكومتين ليرتاح الشعب الليبي، لأن الفساد كثر أكثر يعني ما تتصور، يعني مش معقولة توصل درجة هي والشعب الليبي يقعد يعاني كل عام أحرف من عام.
On Saturday called on all armed groups to align with state institutions following several days of deadly clashes in Tripoli. Now, the fighting erupted between a government-aligned militia and rival factions that Dbeiba's administration has been trying to disband. According to the United Nations, at least 8 people have been killed in violence, though official casualty figures have not yet been confirmed by Libyan authorities. Tensions escalated after the reported killing of Abdelghani al-Kikli, leader of the support and stability apparatus alleged by the 444 Brigade, which is loyal to Dbeiba. Libya remains deeply divided, with Dbeiba's Tripoli-based government facing a rival eastern administration aligned with warlord Khalifa Haftar. The ongoing instability follows years of unrest since the 2011 NATO-backed uprising that ousted longtime ruler Muammar Gaddafi.
أي طرف ينحاز للدولة مرحبتين به وأهلا وسهلا به. أي طرف من يستمر في الفساد والله في الابتزاز والله بعون الله ما نمسيبين. أنا والشباب المؤمنين بهذا المشروع، مشروع ليبيا خالية من الميليشيات وخالية من الفساد. أن الميليشيات تغولت وسيطرت على كل المشهد السياسي والمالي والاقتصادي وحتى الاجتماعي. أنا لأول مرة أخوتي نقول لكم اليوم أصبح عندكم أمل في التخلص من هذه الميليشيات، وهذا الأمل بدأ يكبر ويكبر ويكبر إن شاء الله. اليوم ما تخلوهمش ينزعوا منكم هذا الأمل.
Still ahead. Now the news from around the world. During his inaugural mass in front of the world leaders and dignitaries, Pope Leo XIV delivered a powerful homily expressing his concerns about the state of the world. The pontiff strongly criticized an economic system that he said exploits nature and marginalizes the poor. In his remarks, the Pope highlighted the ongoing discord and divisions around the world, citing the wounds caused by hatred, violence, and prejudice. He emphasized that too many people are still suffering due to an economic paradigm that prioritizes profit over the earth's resources and the well-being of the most vulnerable. Now, the Pope's words resonated deeply with those in attendance, setting the tone for his papacy as one focused on healing and justice.
In questo nostro tempo vediamo ancora troppa discordia, troppe ferite causate dall'odio, dalla violenza, dai pregiudizi, dalla paura del diverso, da un paradigma economico che sfrutta le risorse della terra ed emargina i più poveri. E noi vogliamo essere dentro questa pasta un piccolo lievito di unità, di comunione, di fraternità.
On Sunday, Yemen's Houthi rebels announced they had fired 2 ballistic missiles at Israel's main international airport, Ben Gurion, near Tel Aviv. The Israeli military confirmed it intercepted a missile launched from the Arabian Peninsula, though it did not report any damage or casualties. In a televised statement, Houthi military spokesperson Yahya Sari said the Iran-backed group launched the attack in response to the ongoing war in Gaza, where Israel has been engaged in a 19-month-long conflict with Hamas. Sari vowed that the Houthis would continue their missile strikes until what he called the siege on Gaza is lifted. The latest attack marks a growing regional spillover of the Gaza conflict, raising concerns of broader instability across the Middle East.
القوة الصاروخية في القوات المسلحة اليمنية عملية عسكرية نوعية استهدفت مطار اللد المسمى إسرائيليا مطار بن غوريون في منطقة يافا المحتلة، وذلك بصاروخين باليستيين أحدهما فرط صوتي نوع فلسطين 2 والآخر ذو الفقار، وقد حققت العملية هدفها بنجاح بفضل الله.
In business, Moody's has downgraded the U.S. sovereign credit rating by 1 notch, intensifying concerns over the country's ballooning $36 trillion debt. Now, the move, which follows similar actions by other major ratings agencies, signals eroding confidence in Washington's fiscal discipline. Investors now fear a backlash from bond market vigilantes, those who demand higher return to offset perceived fiscal irresponsibility. The downgrade raises the stakes for U.S. policymakers, with pressure mounting to rein in spending and avoid triggering volatility in global financial markets already wary of America's long-term debt trajectory. In sports, Yobe Desert Stars and Doma FC have secured spots in the Nigerian National League Super 8 promotional playoffs. Yobe clinched their spot with a crucial 1-0 home victory against Basira. The win propelled them to the top of Conference D with 20 points. Doma FC finished second in the standings with 19 points, despite an impressive 2-1 away victory over Sporting Supreme Kebbi United fell just short of qualification. They finished their campaign with 18 points, and elsewhere, newcomers Kader Stars avoided relegation by defeating Adamawa United 2-1 in a decisive home match. The Super 8 will determine which clubs earn promotion to the Nigeria Premier Football League. Enugu Rangers stars Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, Isaac Xavier, and Ugwueze Chinemerem have earned call-ups to the Super Eagles for a four-nation invitational tournament in London. Head coach Eric Chelly named the trio in his squad for the event set to take place at Brentford's G-Tech Community Stadium later this month. Nigeria will face Ghana, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. Onyebuchi and Xavier return after starring in Nigeria's CHAN 2024 qualifiers, while Chinemerem earned his debut, a reward for his stellar leadership at Rangers. Now, the tournament offers Coach Chelly a chance to evaluate players ahead of upcoming international fixtures. Nigerian sprint sensation Favour Ofili made history at the Adidas Atlanta City Games by breaking the women's 150 meters world record with a blistering time of 15.85 seconds. She becomes the first woman ever to run the distance in under 16 seconds, smashing Shanae Miller-Ubio's 2018 record of 16.23 seconds. Ofili's performance cements her status as one of the world's fastest women and marks a major milestone for Nigerian athletics on the global stage. Meanwhile, in the men's 100 meters, fellow Nigerian Udodi Onwuzurike impressed with a second-place finish, clocking 10.05 seconds behind South Africa's Akoni Simbine, who won in 9.86 seconds. Onwuzurike had earlier set a season's best of 10.20 seconds in the heats. Still talking sports, Oscar Piastri stunned the grid by taking pole position at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, narrowly beating Red Bull's Max Verstappen by just 0.034 seconds. The McLaren driver overcame late traffic and Alonso, securing fifth, his team's best results this season, and Lance Stroll finishing eighth. Ferrari disappointed at their home race with neither Charles Leclerc nor Lewis Hamilton. Jasmine Paolini delivered a dominant performance to defeat Coco Gauff 6-4, 6-2 and win the Italian Open, ending a 40-year wait for home champion in women's singles. Now backed by an electric Roman crowd and watched by Italian President Sergio Mattarella, Paolini became the first Italian woman to win the title since Raffaella Reggi in 1985. The 29-year-old, who took just 89 minutes to seal victory, will rise to fourth in the world rankings, her highest career position, securing a top seed at the French Open. Paolini's aggressive clay court play overwhelmed Gauff, and she sealed the win with a powerful serve. She now has a chance to complete a rare Rome double, contesting the women's doubles final with Sarah Errani. And that's all at this hour. But before we go, let's take another look at some of our top stories. We told you that 15 farmers killed, 3 injured as suspected bandits attack Waje community in Danko, Wasagu local government area of Kebbi State. We also told you that Serap calls for probe into unremitted oil funds. Finally, you heard that Libya Prime Minister urges militia loyalty to state institutions amid deadly Tripoli unrest. Remember, you may send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen. Do follow us on social media. We are at New Central TV. You can watch New Central live on DSTV channel 422, GoTV channel 23, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Darshan Usman.